Hey guys, so today's video I'm going to explain a little bit about DAB radio and Android head units. I get a crazy amount of comments on my videos asking whether or not DAB are on the head units, or saying it's a shame that DAB is not included. And one thing that you must realize is any Android head unit, even the very cheapest ones that I've reviewed, all are capable of DAB. Now, of course, they don't actually come with it just out of the box, but it's very, very simple to enable DAB radio on them. And all you need is a spare USB port on your Android head unit. Okay, so you might already have an Android head unit, or you might be thinking of buying one, but as long as you have one spare USB port, you get DAB radio. So what do you need? You need one of these. Okay, this is a USB DAB sticker. Let me show you what it looks like. This one's made by Xtrons because it's the only one I actually have to hand at the moment, but I've kind of found that they're generally backwards compatible. They'll work on any head unit. So look, they've got the USB, which plugs into the Android head unit on one side, and on the other side you have an SMA connector for a DAB antenna. So the antenna actually generally comes with the adapters. So this is the antenna. On one side you have the SMA connector, which screws onto the USB stick, and on the other side you have a window antenna. So this goes at the edge of your window, and this sort of transparent aerial thing just goes up the glass, and you see that there's this sort of copper part here. This is for grounding, and this actually goes sort of inside the pillar of your car, so it's sort of hidden from sight because it's behind the pillar. But the point of this is that it is meant to actually touch bare metal behind the pillar, and in most cases what that means is you have to scratch the paint off in the hidden part behind the pillar so that this can have a nice connection to the ground of the car. It doesn't damage anything, no one's going to see the scratch, but that's basically how these function. Now, if you didn't want to go down the road of the window antenna, you can use one of these. And what this is a splitter which splits your FM antenna to both FM and DAB. So what you basically do is you pull out the FM antenna of the back of your radio, and instead you plug it into this female socket here. There is the male version of it on the other side, which you can plug back into your radio again, so you've finished the loop. But what you also have is the SMA connector, which will connect to your USB DAB stick, and this red wire is to provide 12 volts, which amplifies your antenna, so it will give more power, which should improve your signal. So I have had success using these, and this is less messy because you literally plug it in behind the radio and you don't need to mess about running wires sort of along your dashboard and up the pillar for the window antenna. But it varies depending on the car whether or not you're going to be successful using one of these, and you won't know until you've tried. But this is a nice clean option. Right, now that you know the theory, let's put it to the test. So I'm going to actually show you it working now. I've picked a random head unit, I've picked the joying head unit, and I've popped it into the jukebox test station, and now we're going to connect up the Xtrons DAB stick and the antenna, and I'm going to show you what app that you need to use right now. Okay, here we are, jukebox test station. Here's the joying head unit that I'm testing. Now don't forget, this is irrelevant of brand. It doesn't matter what brand of Android head unit that you could have. You could have a Desata, TIs, Xtrons, Atoto, anything. It works on absolutely all of them. So now you want to grab your USB stick. Doesn't matter what brand it is, again, it could be any brand. This one is Xtrons. And then plug it into the USB port on your head unit. I'll just have an extension here just to make it easier for me for this video. You'll also probably be directly in the back. On the other side, you want to plug in the SMA connector, which is for the antenna, either the window antenna or the adapter that I showed you. Okay, and there we go. Now I'm just going to go and put this antenna outside so I can try to get a signal. I actually live in a really bad DAB signal area, this little town, so hopefully this is going to work. Okay, there we go. Right, what we do is we go into the Google Play Store. All you do is you search DAB Okay, and the first thing that should come up is DAB-Z player for DAB USB adapters, and that's exactly what you want. So let's install that. There we go, so open. So this just says, this app requires a DAB plus USB adapter being connected to the device. If no supported adapter is found, the app will close itself. That's fine because we have one plugged in. It says it needs permissions, and then it says enjoy listening to DAB. There we go, okay. And some change history. There we go, okay. So, first thing you need to do is hit this button here, please perform scan first. And this is where we find out that I live in a completely dead area for DAB and it's probably not going to work, but hopefully it will, so let's just see. And it's literally as simple as that. You just go into DAB-Z app and you have all of the stations that you've identified. Now, the signal strength is up here. If you just swipe, it will show you the information about that particular station. You can see that the signal quality is currently best for that station, so it's really, really good. Probably won't get that for all stations. For example, I'm in a really bad area for DAB, so I'm actually surprised I've got anything. But if I go to, I don't know, Capital UK, yeah, you can see the signal is just non-existent here. I just don't have a signal for it. There are multiple channels that I will have access to, and they will play. So really it just matters in the sort of area that you're in. But the point of the matter is, DAB radio, nice and easy. It looks great on this screen as well because you have the artwork for the specific stations. And yeah, this is how you add DAB radio to any Android head unit. I'll leave links to the adapters that I'm talking about in the video description. If this video was helpful for you, please hit that like button and obviously subscribe to my channel for more interesting stuff.